Hello, my name is Angie Snow. I am a CSR coach, an industry advisor at ServiceTitan, and the moderator for the CSR and dispatcher group here in the ServiceTitan community. I want to welcome you to our 10-minute training for this week. This is a 10-minute training for call centers, and we're glad that you've joined us. Today's topic is excellence. What does it mean to be a person of excellence? When you're trying to stand out in your job, in your company, in your career, excellence is what is going to be the thing that sets you apart and helps you stand out. When you are a person of excellence, you are someone who gets things done with a lot of quality and a lot of effort. You take the time to make sure the job is done right. I remember when I was a kid, I was wiping down the kitchen table after one of our meals. And as I was going, I cleaned off the table and I threw the rag in the sink. And my dad immediately came to me. He wet the rag again and he said, Angie, if you're going to do a job, you need to do it well. I need you to do it with excellence. And he took the time to walk with me and help me wipe the table down again. I had left crumbs, I had left some sticky spots, and I had not done a real great job. And so he guided me, he mentored me, and he made sure that I learned how to do that job with excellence. That was a lesson that his dad taught him. And that's a lesson that I hope I'm teaching my kids now. And it's a lesson that I want to pass on to you. A job worth doing is worth doing in an excellent manner. So let me tell you what happens when you start to do your job in a manner of excellence. Something magical happens. You start to gain trust from the people that you work with. You gain trust from your customers. You gain trust from your managers, from all of those around you. They know that you are competent. They know that you're capable because you care and you put effort into what you're doing. If you're a person of excellence, you start contributing at a whole new level. You care about the impact that you're making with your customers. You care about the impact that you're making with your teammates, with your managers. You care about the impact that you're making with your technicians and the people that are in the field. There's going to be a shift in your confidence when you know you're bringing your best self to work every single day. And this really just comes down to you and your character and your values and what you value. Do you value a job done well? Do you value a job done right? Do you value quality and effort? Whatever you're going to do it with excellence. At our company, at my company, we have one of our values is excellence. It is so important to us that we go out and we do the job right, that we've made that part of our company values. This is important because if I'm talking about this, especially with my technicians, I don't want my technicians to go out to a job and just fly through the job. I don't want them to just hurry and get it done and go to the next call, right? I want them to be very thorough. I want them to take an excellent approach where they fix everything the right way. They're not taking shortcuts. They're looking for additional opportunities or solutions. And when they do that, not only is it going to help them get a higher average ticket and increase revenue, which is great for the company and great for their paycheck if they're on commission, but it's the right thing for the customer. It's taking the time to help the customer understand all of their solutions so that you can do the right thing for them. When I think about a technician doing their job with excellence, and I think about not taking any shortcuts when it comes to spending time with the homeowner, assessing the situation, building that relationship, they're also excellence in the data that they give back and put back into ServiceTitan, right? They add the equipment, they completely fill out the forms, they fill out the invoices, they make sure the customer has no unanswered questions and is leaving them a review, hopefully, if all their expectations have been met. And what I've seen in my company with my own technicians is that when they are performing at this level of excellence, doors open for them. They get better opportunities. They get better job They get like better career path opportunities as well. They get better opportunity jobs for higher revenue tickets. When they are performing with excellence, more things come back to them. Big things, beautiful things, great opportunities. So doors open when you're performing with excellence. And this is important for you too. If you're a CSR, I want you to take that perspective of excellence with every single call that you answer, right? So if you are a CSR that does their job with excellence, you're clicking on the green bubble every single time so that no calls are getting abandoned. You're making connections with the customers. You're empathizing with them. You're listening to them. You're building a relationship of trust with them. And as you do this, you're gathering information from them about themselves, about the property, about the situation, the issue, the equipment. You are asking the right questions so that you have everything you need to empower your technician, and then your technician can perform at a higher level because they have the information they need. That means you're entering everything into the job summary field. There's no such thing as over communication. Put that stuff in there. If you have pre-populated questions for each job type, that will help you so you don't miss any of those questions, right? Do not take shortcuts at this part specifically. And then when you put the information in the system, especially when it comes to their customer information, their location, email address, all that contact information, being very careful and detail oriented as you're doing that so that you make no mistakes, capitalizing where there needs to be capitalizations, spelling words, asking for clarification if you're not sure how a name is spelled. That's one of the most offensive things to customers when they get a bill or an invoice or something and they see their name spelled wrong. So take time to be a person of excellence and gather the information and put it in accurately. And if you're not sure, you ask, you gain clarification so that it's done right. Now, for dispatchers, very, very similar. You're going to be keeping a very close eye on the dispatch board. When you act in excellence, you are taking the time to go through each of the jobs to make sure the technicians' jobs are aligned in a way that can maximize for profit, for opportunity, for productivity. You're taking all of those things into consideration. You're not just like, well, this is where the jobs are, this is how it goes. No, you could be leaving dollars, money on the table. A dispatcher who dispatches with excellence is someone who pays attention to the details. They make sure customers are being communicated with. If you have a technician running behind, they make sure the information is accurate. They're double checking all of that to make sure and ensure a very smooth, successful, productive, and profitable day for the technicians and for those who are on the road and out in the field. I hope you'll seriously consider acting with excellence in all that you do. I know that when you do this, doors will open for you, opportunities will arise, you'll get higher booking rates, you will sell more memberships, you'll help raise the bar and the standard in your office, and most of all, you'll be more confident in your job because you've already decided you're showing up today with excellence. You're going to give everything you've got, the quality, the effort, and put it into that job, into your tasks, into all of those little things that you do to be a person of excellence and gain trust from those around you. I want to share one last story with you, and then I'm going to give you an invitation. A couple of weeks ago, I was meeting with a CSR who said, you know, Angie, I am just not sure that I want to be a CSR forever. I might want to just explore a few different career paths. I don't know, maybe be the new trainer at my company, maybe into dispatch. I don't know. Maybe I might want to be a manager. How do I get there? What are some things that I could do? And so I started asking a lot of questions because that's what CSRs do. We ask questions. I said, well, what do you like to do? What do you like about your position now? What do you not like about it? What is the most rewarding part of your work? And this CSR said, well, I love my job. I love the customers. I love everyone I work with. I love my team. I'm just not sure what's next for me. And I said, well, here's my one piece of advice for you. I want you to do your job now with excellence. Bring excellence to whatever you're doing. Be amazing. Be that person on your team that everyone can trust because you're going to do the job right because you bring your best self and your best quality to your work. And when you do that, doors will open for you. Your management, your leadership team, they will notice that you're performing at that level of excellence, and you will have opportunities. We need excellent people in every single position in our company. We need excellent CSRs, excellent dispatchers, excellent coordinators, excellent managers, excellent finance, excellent marketing, excellent technicians, field people. We need excellence. We should not settle for less. When you think about being a person of excellence, remember that excellence should go beyond your job. If you want to be a person of excellence at work, be a person of excellence in your real life, as a parent, as a spouse, as a daughter or son, as a friend. Be a person of excellence when it comes to your own personal growth and how you're growing and developing as a person in all areas of your life, in your physical fitness, in your intellectual, as you're learning and growing more, in business, in your position. Don't just come into work, punch the clock, and go through the day and go home. You're wasting an opportunity here to live a life of excellence, which you all deserve and which you're all capable of. I have three invitations that I'd like you to consider and take as homework for the next week so that before you watch the next week's video, you can discuss these 3 action items. I'd like you to report to your team on how you did, or report back to me. If you're a small team, come into community. Tell me about how this changed you or how this helped you. Okay, action step item number 1, to help you become a person of excellence in your job. Number 1, you bring focus. Excellence requires focus. I know there are so many distractions throughout the day. There are technicians calling. There's a lot that can be going on, but you need to be focused. What can you focus on today to move the needle in your job, and what needs to be done today and done well so that you can achieve your calls or your goals? How many calls need to be made today? How many jobs need to be booked today? How many follow-ups need to be done or outbound calls? Is there a certain number of new memberships you need today? You should have some goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals around those specific KPIs. And KPI stands for key performance indicators. Those are your key performance indicators. How many calls are you booking? How many calls are you answering? How many outbound calls are you making? Set some goals and focus on those goals because those are the important things that make the biggest difference at your company. So number 1 is focus on the goals. Number 2, to become a person of excellence, I would like to invite you to be accountable, to be proactive, to take ownership of what you're doing. If the calls aren't coming in, don't blame the marketing department. Own your job, own what you do. Be a good steward of your duties. Do not blame others. Do not complain. Do not think you're entitled to everything. If things aren't working out, be proactive. Find a solution. Find a way. Take ownership for you and your duties in your job. The third one is to engage in things that matter the most. Pay attention to these things. See them through. Don't blame your manager. Don't blame the culture. Own your engagement. Own your attention. Own your attitude. You have the ability to stay engaged and focused. Own that. Do not blame that on anyone else. Stay engaged at work, right? See things through. So next week when you sit down to review and watch your next 10-minute training video as a team or individually, I hope you'll discuss this. How did you show up? Did you stay focused? Did you take ownership? Were you proactive and take accountability? And number 3, did you stay engaged? Did you bring excellence to everything you could bring? And did you find extra ways to stay engaged? I tell you what, a workday goes by a lot faster when you're engaged than when you're sitting there not engaged. Just saying. I hope you guys will go the extra mile this week. I want you to grow, master your skills, master what you're doing in ServiceTitan. Be intentional. Take your own personal growth into your own hands and take yourself to that next level so you can constantly show up as a person of excellence on your team. Until next week, go be excellent. See you later.